With each new chapter of Digimon Seekers, we get news of at least one exciting new BE memory, and Chapter 3 is no exception. Along with Chapter 3 Part 1's release, where we finally seem to be jumping into the story and knowing about what the end goal of the series could possibly be, we got news of a Pulsemon BE memory. So let's check out this latest BE memory and its roster and talk a little bit about Chapter 3 Part 1. But first, a word from this video's sponsor, Zenin TCG. Zenin TCG is your one-stop shop for all of your Digimon needs, and of course where you can order the BE memories I'm talking about in this video. You can find them on their website zenintcg.com, and you can follow them on their Instagram, Facebook and Twitter by searching for zenintcg.sg. Please keep in mind that they are a small store based in Singapore, and every pre-order has to arrive in Singapore from Japan prior to them shipping it out to you. This usually means a shipment date of a week or two after the official release date in Japan for any pre-order releases, such as the Digimon Seekers BE memory I'm going to be talking about in this video. However, they do have a lot of other anime merchandise and Digimon merchandise and, of course, other virtual pets and toys that are ready to ship out, so do check them out, especially with all the new merch that is coming out and exciting things that Zenin TCG have coming. In addition, for the first 500 customers, if you pre-order the Pulsemon BE Memory DIM from Zenin TCG, together with any other item in store with a minimum of $30 USD before shipping, you will also receive a free Digimon fan-made Rookie Pixel Series 1 sticker pack that is worth $10.99 USD alongside your order. There are also sticker packs and an art book by Digimon fan artist Curry Noodle Art. This is a good way for fellow tamers to support a Digimon artist, as Zenin will be commissioning more artists like Curry Noodle Art in the future if it does well. So make sure to check out Zenin TCG and the product links in the description of this video. Now onto the newly announced Digimon Seekers BE memory, the Pulsemon BEM. And first of all, the exciting thing for me here is that we finally have a Pulsemon DIM card that doesn't require also purchasing either an old model VB or a Vital Hero alongside it, as this BE memory is being released separately from any Vital bracelet. It does mean, of course, that you will need to have a Vital bracelet to use it, because it's not being bundled with one like the previous Pulsemon memories. So that's very cool, first of all. Then, of course, we have the roster, which somewhat unfortunately only has Pulsemon's one evolution path. We don't have the additional special evolutions that Pulsemon has, like Namakemonomon and, Namakemon and all the other evolutions too. We only get his one or standard linear path, which is Pulsemon to Bulkmon to Boutmon to Kazuchimon. We don't get any of the other additional evolutions that we saw on the other Pulsemon DIM card. So that's kind of a shame. We do, of course, have a new Digimon that is coming. One would assume that this is the special one that people found out about from data mining the Lugumon DIM when that came up on the app. They found that there was a special Jogress on it that was waiting for this BE memory release. So that's exciting. It is nice that it also gives extra life to an older BE memory, so that's pretty cool, considering that's an extra evolution for that. So that one would presumably happen at some point in Seekers. This DIM card being released early next year makes me wonder if it's going to happen in Chapter 3, maybe Chapter 4, considering each chapter seems to last for about 2 or 3 months. So I'm wondering if we'll see that by then. We also have Kudamon and Kudamon's evolution path, except the mega form for Kudamon is Mitamamon, who we previously saw in Re-Arise, so that's pretty cool. Also we get Kyukimon, who, funnily enough, I was just thinking of like a week ago, like, hey, we don't simply see this Digimon much, so I kind of wish I was vocal with that thought, and maybe I should have tweeted about it rather than just thinking about it and then never addressing it again. We do have Raijinmon and Raidenmon, who I have also spoken about fairly recently in a easy to forget Digimon. So that's pretty cool. We have Blade Kuwagamon, who is always a hilarious design. It's just a knife. And we have Metal Rife Kuwagamon as well. We have Gyramon and Thunderballmon. I wish that we had Tekamon. I feel like Gyramon's in everything. Tekamon is kind of forgotten about. And then, of course, we have the Adventure Route unlocks, which are Shoutmon and fairly Cross Wars themed in general, which is cool, don't get me wrong, but I don't know, I'm wondering if they will show up in Seekers at all, or if this is just, hey, we feel like these would fit. Same story for Kudamon. I wonder if Kudamon is involved at all in the story, or if it's just there because it looks cool. I'm wondering, because Kudamon was also on the Digimon Accelerator, I'm wondering if Leon possibly had a Digimon Accelerator, and I believe Blade Kuwagamon was also on the Accelerator, so that could be a possibility, I don't know, but overall, the BE Memories roster is pretty exciting. Again, it's kind of a shame that we don't have all of Pulsemon's evolutions, or at least a few additional ones from that original BE Memory. I wish it was more, as sad as it is to say, and this is kind of the opposite of what I usually say. I usually say I wish things were less linear. I kind of wish we had more of those, just because I really wish it wasn't just his standard quote-unquote canon linear evolution, which is just Pulsemon to Bulkmon to Boutmon to Kazuchimon. I kind of wish there was something a little bit different. And of course we do have that unknown Digimon that's hanging out there as well, so that is something that's new, but overall it is a cool BE Memory, and again it is nice that we have Pulsemon returning, because Pulsemon was originally the mascot or the poster child for the Vital Bracelet releases. So it was a shame that we didn't really see him that much outside of being on the original release for the Vital Bracelet and then the Vital Hero on that black band. And then, of course, he is the main character in Digimon Dreamers. So it is nice that we have him kind of get more life in terms of Digimon Seekers. Prior to Seekers, I was wondering if we would get a Pulsemon Dim based on Digimon Dreamers, but that didn't end up happening. But at least we get him here with Digimon Seekers. So, as excited as I am for this upcoming BE Memory, I'm also excited to see the rest of Digimon Seekers and how it plays out. So, Chapter 3, Part 1 heavily implied that there will be a joining of forces between the Codecrackers, the Digipolice, and AG, as 3 prototype Digimon, 1 from each attribute, are needed to open this gate that they're at. The trailer also showed off some upcoming story for the Chapter 3, which, again, is something I really, really love about Digimon Seekers, how we get this live-action trailer at the start of each chapter that shows us what's going to happen for whatever the chapter is. And they're pretty cool. It is pretty cool to see live-action Digimon, because it's something we haven't really had prior to this outside of the Digimon Adventure Tri stage play, which is also fantastic, mind you. So we do get a little bit of a hint about what's to come in the rest of this chapter thanks to this live-action short. So a lot of it seems to be based on this trailer, mainly fighting between the SOC and the Digipolice, while AG is still mourning the events of Chapter 2. We also learn of a character that Tartarus lost called Saya, who possibly also went DMIA, meaning that AG and Tartarus will have something in common, wanting to bring somebody back who is DMIA. I'm wondering if this is the same person that Risenji mentioned who disappeared into the digital world, or if it's somebody different, but in any case, it does mean that AG and Tartarus may have some common ground. They may be able to cure being DMIA together, working together as a team. That would be good. In my Digimon Seekers Intermission Chapter 2 reading, which I did tack on some reviews and my thoughts and predictions about what would happen. I was worried that it might be some power of friendship, which Digimon loves doing and I'm not a big fan of, but it's kind of how I expect things to, like, especially like this, to play out. But hopefully, if it is the case of Tartarus and Eiji working together, I'm hoping that it is a little bit more in depth than just the power of friendship. Maybe it's actually got some technology, like they have to re-hack them or hack them into the real world, who's to say. Maybe they have to release them somehow. Like, I would like them to work out something that isn't just the power of friendship, and that could be a possibility if it's both Eiji and Tartarus working together, and not just Eiji in the digital world crying really hard until Leon comes back, which is very Digimon. So I wouldn't be surprised if it is that, but I'm hoping that it's not. I'm hoping that it is something like they work together for a solution there. There's also the case of Professor Usenji, which we have Yuling in the trailer seemingly not being so trusting of him, which, again, in my Chapter 2 intermission reading, which you can find on this channel if you haven't already listened to it, is that I don't trust Professor Usenji. I'm wondering if he put Eiji and Leon against each other on purpose, and this is kind of something that he wanted to see. He wanted to bring out the Royal Knights or something along those lines, because he knew that Eiji, being a codecracker, would upset Leon, and Leon, having his own sense of justice and judgment, would want to rescue Eiji from the lifestyle that he doesn't approve of. But Eiji would be too stubborn and too dedicated to winning, and would result in at least one of them being DMIA. So I don't trust Professor Usenji one bit. I went more in that video that I mentioned. I went more into detail about why I don't trust him, but overall I still don't trust him, especially if Yuling is being suspicious of him. I feel like he's kind of playing all sides, so you can't trust him. He seems to be in cahoots with, first of all, the Digipolice. Like, he's got Yuling visiting him, and he's, they are basically on first name basis with each other. And then he's got Eiji getting involved with the SOC for him, and then he has a hacker who is not affiliated with anybody else, he's just a hacker, and he's got him on the side as well. So he's kind of on all three factions. Well, yes, it does seem that they're all going to be working together at the end to open this gate, and that's the, I guess, the end goal of Digimon Seekers is to open up that. Maybe that's what they're seeking, whatever is beyond that gate in the digital world. And there's also, of course, the fact that this digital world does pre-exist any networks in the human world, but the networks just opened a portal to the digital world, and the digital world kind of built up more of a firewall to protect it from the human world. So that's basically all I have to say about Chapter 3 of Digimon Seekers, or at least as of Chapter 3 Part 1. Of course, I am doing the reading of the chapter like I did with Chapter 1 and Chapter 2, so if you're not keen on reading it, I have it in podcast form. It can be found on this channel, but it's also found on any podcast catcher. Just search for Lost in Translation Mon. I believe even if you search for Digimon, it probably also comes up. So it is there, and you can just listen along with that. I always recommend still going to the official release just to put those numbers up so Bandai knows that there is a demand for the series. So if you haven't already, definitely give Digimon Seekers a try, whether you are listening to my release of it, my English reading of it, or if you're reading it from Digimon.net every week. So check that out if you haven't already, because I'm sure if you're watching this video and you have no idea about Digimon Seekers, you probably don't have any idea about anything that I've said in this past, 15 minutes. So in any case, that's it for another video. Let me know your thoughts about this dim card and Digimon Seekers Chapter 3 Part 1 in the comment section below. Make sure to check out Zen and TCG. Thank you so much again to Zen and TCG for sponsoring this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Oh yeah, like this video as well. Almost forgot. For Pulsemon finally getting some more love. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you have subscribed, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your neighbours. And of course, I'll see you in the next video. Bye!